Jay Yoder here with Why Teachers Quit Part 2. My administration wanted me to give a third grade student a 60% even though he had never turned in a blank paper with his name on it. 60% for 0%? That's the kind of bonus increase I'd like to see in our salary. Can I get 60% extra in my check? And I'll sit home and do nothing. Many years ago, my mom died and the hospital called the school, but my principal didn't tell me because he didn't want me to leave my class in the middle of the day. I found out later that night and never went back to work. You know who should have never been allowed to work again? That principal. I'm sure he had a mom. And if this person who gave you life leaves this world, if you can't be by their bedside, you better be able to be there doing all the things we need to do to take care of our loved ones when they pass. That is selfish. And you're certainly not being a pal, principal, when you're doing stuff like that. So I hope you have never worked again in a school because that is unconscionable. I had a major pregnancy complication that required bed rest. I had an admin ask if I could teach high school science from a recliner set up at the front of the room. If I had to teach science in a lazy boy in the front of a bunch of high schoolers, first of all, that's not a bed, and there's no rest happening there. The doctor said bed rest. You may be a doctor, Principal so-and-so, but you are not a doctor of medicine. Stick to the classroom. I received an email the other day from my principal that said we are short bus aides. She said to me, I know you don't have a family to go home to, so can you work 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. to drive the a.m. and p.m. preschool bus routes? Does this woman even have anybody who loves her? I mean, how do you say that to someone, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. to drive? I thought they were a bus aide. You know what? We don't get paid enough for this. You're the principal, you deal with it. I was in the hospital waiting to have emergency gallbladder surgery, and my admin asked if I could put my absence into the system to get a sub after I told him I was already hooked up to an IV about to go under anesthesia. Listen, if you don't have somebody else in that office that can take a nanosecond, what happened? What happened to taking care of our teachers? That's an administrative task. So if you're an administrator and you have an assistant, that's something they should be assisting you with. I had an administrator tell me that my only uncle picked the wrong time to die because I requested time off during state testing to attend the funeral. So you're telling me that her uncle decided to die in the state testing window? That's inconsiderate. He should know better. But unlike us, he's probably in a better place right now. I just had my first child a month early. The day after I had my child, who was in the NICU, my principal called me and said the sub doesn't understand my lesson plans and my class was starting soon, and if I could please redo them ASAP. Guess what? I did it while sitting with my newborn child in the NICU. The sub didn't understand the lesson plans. You know what? We're just Finding Nemo. Pop it in. There's a lesson in there. Figure it out. You got to worry about your own children. You can't be worried about 30 other children. We are allowed as teachers and human beings to take care of our own so that we can then come in and take care of yours.